Episode 52, Family Traditions, Hilarious and Arbitrary.
Family traditions and rituals. They're like the weird uncle you can't avoid at Thanksgiving dinner, a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit bizarre, and definitely unforgettable. Growing up, my family had all sorts of rituals that we had to follow, whether we liked it or not. For example, every year on Christmas Eve, we would gather around the fireplace and read the same cheesy children's book about Santa Claus. I'm pretty sure it was called The Night Before Christmas, but I prefer to call it the night we all wanted to gouge our eyes out. And don't even get me started on Thanksgiving. Every year, my mom would insist on cooking a massive turkey, even though nobody in our family actually likes turkey. It was like a tradition of self-torture, and we all went along with it because, well, I don't know why we went along with it. Maybe because we're all masochists. But I have to admit, as much as I complain about these traditions, there's something comforting about them. They're like a security blanket, a reminder of where we come from and who we are. And no matter how weird they may seem to outsiders, they make perfect sense to us. Of course, sometimes those traditions can backfire. Like the time my aunt brought her new boyfriend to Thanksgiving dinner, and my dad made him do the annual turkey trot dance before he could eat. Let's just say that was the last time we saw that guy. But all in all, I think family traditions and rituals are a good thing. They bring us together, they give us a sense of belonging, and they give us something to laugh about for years to come. So the next time your family insists on doing something weird and uncomfortable, just remember, it's all part of the tradition. And who knows, maybe one day you'll look back on it and laugh. Or at least, you'll try to laugh to hide the pain. Family traditions and rituals can be a funny thing. On the one hand, they can be a great way to bring people together and create shared experiences. On the other hand, they can also be incredibly weird and arbitrary. For example, my family has a tradition of making homemade pizza every Friday night. Now, I love pizza as much as the next person, but the idea of eating it every single week for my entire life seems a little excessive. And don't even get me started on the toppings. My dad insists on putting pineapple on his half of the pizza, which is just wrong. But it's not just the food that can be strange. My family also has a ritual of singing happy birthday to each other over the phone, even if it's not actually anyone's birthday. It's like we're all secretly hoping that we'll forget each other's birthdays so we have an excuse to sing. And then there are the more cultural traditions that can be both hilarious and confusing. Like the fact that my grandma always insists on giving me a red envelope filled with money on Chinese New Year, even though I'm not Chinese. I mean, I'm not going to say no to free money, but it does make me wonder what other cultures I could pretend to be a part of in order to score some cash. All joking aside, I do appreciate these family traditions and rituals. They're a way for us to connect with our past and with each other, and they give us a sense of belonging and stability. Plus, they make for great material when I need to write a stand-up routine. So, family traditions and rituals, huh? As someone who grew up in a big, boisterous family, I have plenty of experience with those. And let me tell you, sometimes they can be a real hoot. Like, for example, the Thanksgiving turkey. Every year, without fail, my mom would make this big production out of basting the turkey. She'd baste it like it was the most important thing in the world. And if you tried to help her, she'd shoo you away like you were about to ruin everything. And then there was Christmas morning. My siblings and I would always wake up super early, practically vibrating with excitement. We'd tear into our presents like a pack of wild animals, leaving a trail of wrapping paper and toy parts in our wake. And then, once the chaos had died down, my dad would break out the camera and force us all to take a family photo. Which, let me tell you, was not an easy feat. Getting all 5 of us to look at the camera and smile at the same time was like herding cats. But you know what? Despite all the craziness, those traditions and rituals were what made our family feel like, well, a family. They were the things that brought us together and made us feel connected, even when we were driving each other crazy. So yeah, family traditions and rituals can be pretty funny sometimes. But at the end of the day, they're also a reminder of how much we love each other. And that, my friends, is no joke.
And that wraps up another laughter-filled episode of Not So Funny A. If you enjoyed the jokes generated by our AI algorithms, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our comedy-loving community.